I know they're talking about bringing OTG support, but you're never going to be able to install apps to OTG. Never.
They never said it shouldn't be done.
So preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
They straight up said it couldn't be done. Peter here with Open PC Reviews. They say it can't be done. I say, I just did it. Have you seen my video? And thank you for joining me for the final conclusion of mobile VR on the Oculus Go versus PC VR on the Samsung Odyssey Plus. Let's do some more of what can't be done.
All right, so let's go over the pros of mobile VR with the Oculus Go. It is astronomically cheaper than PC VR. Astronomically cheaper. At $199, that's all you gotta pay. That's it. That's definitely a pro. Convenience. It's so convenient. It's way more convenient than PC VR, both financially and just physically. Less physical requirements, not only because you don't need to worry about moving around, but you don't have to be in the same room as your computer, no problem. And another pro of mobile VR with the Oculus Go, believe it or not, is the screen. While the screen on the Samsung Odyssey Plus is better, the screen on the Oculus Go is much better than most people realize. Again, I'm going to stress this. There are some games that will push the resolution of the Oculus Go in some apps. Wander is one of them. Catan is another. You can change the settings. Mars is a Real Place is another one I think you can change the settings on. There's quite a few. Kin is another one you can up the resolution. There's quite a few developers that are now incorporating that into their app because the default resolution just doesn't look good. And a lot of times people, at least I did, I mistook the lack of clarity in the Go thinking it had to do with the screen door effect. It didn't. It has to do with the quality of the image being pushed to the screen. And when you really make that image good, you almost don't even notice the screen door effect at all. So the screen on the Oculus Go is a huge plus. The hardware behind it, we'll get to that. Comfort. The Oculus Go is very comfortable. Now there are all kinds of different foam, padding, faceplate things that you can buy that make it more comfortable, but it is still very comfortable. Definitely a pro. Whereas Samsung Odyssey Plus, you gotta kind of get creative. A lot of people have to get creative to make it comfortable. 3 degrees of freedom. That's gonna be another pro because you don't need to worry about, hey, I need all this space that I have to worry about. I don't want to hit anything. Don't even worry about it. Just need a little bit of space, you know, because you don't want to hit somebody who's close to you. The fact that apps and games are made for this that have the 3 degrees of freedom limitation means that you have more functionality catered to your 3 degrees of freedom experience. That's a plus. All right, now on to the cons of mobile VR on the Oculus Go. Not 6 degrees of freedom. I know I just said that 3 degrees of freedom was a plus, and now I'm going to say that not 6 degrees of freedom is a con. Because you do have immersion breaking experiences, like if you're using an app and you're trying to move forward to the screen and the screen just kind of stays at the spot it's in, or you try to move around to look. Since I got my Samsung Odyssey Plus, I've been used to being able to look around something, and then when I put my Oculus Go back on, I find myself trying to do that and being like, oh yeah, this is 3 degrees of freedom. I can't look around this. And that can break the sense of immersion. You really have to appreciate the limitations of 3 degrees of freedom, then you can really appreciate the whole experience. Limited processing power, that's another con. While the screen of the Oculus Go is very good, better than what most people probably think or really realize, the lack of processing power behind the screen, for example, the chip and the RAM, cause a problem. There's a gap between the quality of the screen and the ability to reach the quality of the screen with the processing power. The RAM is limited and you can never upgrade it. You can't do that. You can't upgrade the RAM in this. You're stuck with what you have. You can't upgrade the processor. You're stuck with what you have. You can't even upgrade the storage. Sorry, never gonna happen. I know they're talking about bringing OTG support, but you're never gonna be able to install apps to OTG. Never. They're never gonna bring that out. The best they're gonna do is let you put media on OTG, not install apps on it. So that's another con. You're stuck with the limited processing power and there's no way to get around it, and you want to go beyond it, you're just going to have to go with the next device. Hopefully that's going to be the Quest, the Oculus Quest. But if you want a stronger 3 degrees of freedom device, I don't know that one's coming. I wonder if the Oculus Quest will have the ability to disable 6 degrees of freedom and cater to a 3 degrees of freedom experience. That'd be kind of cool to have that option. All right, on to PCVR on the Samsung Odyssey Plus. What are the pros? Well, the first pro I'm going to tell you is the screen. Okay, it's freaking awesome. It's not LCD, it's OLED. Things look richer and deeper. And one of the things, while I did say that the quality of this helped me recognize the high quality of the Oculus Go, that's true in all things except color. The color is kind of lacking in the Oculus Go. Once I'm playing a game on here and I'm playing maybe the mobile version on the Oculus Go, it looks definitely desaturated. Well, because it is in comparison. And it just looks like somebody converted it partially to black and white. Ugh, that's a little painful. But the colors and the contrast on here are serious eye candy. Plus the ability to render higher quality visuals from your computer that's VR ready are amazing. In fact, I've compared some apps that have both a PC VR and a mobile VR version, and in some cases, probably most cases, the mobile VR version, it looks like cardboard cutout compared to the PC VR version, which looks pretty much real. Another pro, 6 degrees of freedom. Dude, it is crazy. You're like interacting with things. Once you go from mobile VR to not having an experience in PC VR to then using PC VR and having 6 degrees of freedom, yeah, it is next level for sure. It is amazing and amazingly fun. Problem is, I get in it so long that I'm like, man, I'm tired. I need to sit down. My back is hurting. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. Yeah, for some reason I can play Pavlov for like a long time. I've never counted how long, but I've never timed myself. But like my back will start hurting and I'm like, oh, I gotta stop. I don't want to stop, but I have to stop. Yeah, it's funny. The 6 degrees of freedom experience is weird because you can have objects. I was playing the game Moss and I'm in like a building and there's columns around me. And I'm afraid to move because I don't want to hit the columns with my head, even though part of my brain knows, hey, I'm in a room that doesn't have columns. I'm not going to hit my head on them. My instinct is not to go there. I'm going to bang my head on this. And so I also end up thinking, I'm going to bang my headset on this column. I'm going to bang my headset on this column. There's no column there. I'm not going to bang my headset on it. Having said that, you do have to be careful with 6 degrees of freedom. You can find posts of people breaking windows. I've definitely slammed my fist against the door and marred up the controller a bit with paint from the door because I didn't set up my boundary. You're supposed to set up boundaries. I mean, you don't have to, but you should. I should do that. I haven't done that yet. I should probably get on that. That's a safety feature. Apparently not everybody sets it up. All right. Let's move on to the cons of PC VR. And, with the Samsung Odyssey Plus. Overall cost of entry. Samsung Odyssey Plus, full price is $500. And that's just for the headset. You go ahead and put it on, nothing. Doesn't turn on. Oh, you need the PC. Yeah, that's another $900 to $1,200, and that's probably a low estimate. I don't know, I didn't really price out everything. I'm probably going to upgrade my video card soon because of this. Like I said, I've got a GTX 980, and it seems to be, it's just a little bit above the minimum recommended card of a GTX 970. So a lot of the PCVR experiences I have are like medium detail. They're definitely not able to do high. Although I will say, and I've seen people read about this, that the Windows mixed reality home environment naturally for some reason looks clearer than the Steam VR. I guess there's a disparity in the settings. One doesn't translate over to the other one, but the Windows mixed reality home is extremely clear. And you can load 3D objects into it. Dinosaurs, I've got like dinosaur 3D objects around. Cats and dogs and UFO. That's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. It looks really, really clear. Very clear. And be able to interact with them in 6 degrees of freedom. Yeah, it's a treat. All right, another con is that you are tethered. One of the things that break the immersion is the fact that you're tethered. And most people will say the cord that comes with the Samsung Odyssey Plus is too short. You should get an extension, which I think I have cables that should work, but I haven't used them yet because I got limited space in here. So this cable is just fine. Unless, however, I want to route the cable through the ceiling or on the ceiling. There are routing hardware that you can get. They kind of look like a pulley system. They've got wheels and you route the cable through it and you mount it onto the ceiling, and so your cable comes down and hangs down from up above, like this. Well, up above. People have really recommended that experience. It's a lot better. You don't accidentally step on your cable. And let me tell you, it doesn't take much to have the cable wrap around you, because you're turning around in VR. You can use a controller to turn around, but it's funner not to. But then you have the cable wrapped around you and you have to step out of the cable. So that's definitely a con, for sure. I mean, a fully wireless PCVR experience would be awesome. And apparently, I think it's the VIVE has that. They have a wireless adapter, but I think it's like $100, $200. It's not cheap. So that just factors in even more to the con. So there you guys have it. That's my comparison of PCVR with the Samsung Odyssey Plus versus mobile VR with the Oculus Go. You know, one of the categories I probably should have added was sexiness. I mean, because, look how hot this is. Just like, you could just wear this out and people would think like you're from Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome or something. I don't know so much about the Oculus Go. Let me know if you guys thought I missed anything, should have included anything. If you disagree with anything that I said, I'd really like to know what you think. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down and tell me what you'd like me to do instead. Appreciate you guys viewing everything. I'm about to hit 1,000 subscribers. Like, that's cool. I'm really excited about that. I spend a lot of time on this. I don't output videos a lot. I don't crank out videos as much as other channels can. I spend so much time, and I've got so much other stuff going on that is, every time I put out a video, it represents a large effort on my part. So I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate the thumbs up. I appreciate the comments. And please remember to subscribe, share, talk to me. Let me know what you think. Hit me up on Reddit, OmniShanker on Reddit, or just message me here in the comments. All right, thanks. I'll talk to you guys later.